What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and today I'm wearing a Bruins cap to the back, just like the white boys do it. Nah, really, I don't know. This hat was a gift, and I really like it. But I'm really going to talk a little bit about Scalebound and Microsoft for a little bit, because there's something I need to actually admit. Now, I know I am on the record countless of times saying I don't care about RPGs or JRPGs or there's too many RPGs or open world RPGs and whatnot. I have a limited desire of taste for a majority of the ones that come out. You know what I mean? It's weird with me. It's like, for example, you guys know how I feel about Horizon Zero Dawn, right? But I hate The Witcher, and I'm not that much big of a fan of like Dragon Age and shit. You see, it's weird, you know. But like, for example, I had interest in Scalebound, right? But I'm not a fan of like pretty much that type of a game. But I had an interest in it, and some people may say, well, maybe because it's an Xbox exclusive and whatnot, and I support majority of all Xbox exclusives. And I'm like, yeah, but I have like some sort of interest in it. Like I actually want to play it. It's not like, oh, it's an Xbox exclusive, I want to play it. You know what I mean? Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I was like, there was some interest there. Even though it's a genre I don't really care for, there was some interest there. And where if they could reveal The Witcher 4 or Dragon Age something tomorrow and show me, and I wouldn't have the slightest of interest in it. Now, maybe I will try out now after playing like, you know, Horizon or something like that. But let me just get to the point. I was on the record of downplaying this whole cancellation of Scalebound and whatnot. But now I see it right now is a huge missed opportunity by Microsoft. This is a huge ball drop. A huge ball drop. And not because just imagine this. This little small situation in February and March and whatnot reminds me of the fall of 2004. When it was a complete triple threat. You had Sony drop Killzone, right, to compete with Halo. You had Nintendo drop Metroid Prime to compete with Halo and Killzone. And then you had Xbox obviously drop the king of first-person shooters, Halo 2 that year. It was just an all-out fucking shitstorm of, wow, this is competitive. This is... Where do I go? If I had a GameCube, Metroid Prime, PlayStation, Killzone, Xbox, Halo. Me at the time, I didn't have an Xbox. My best friend went to get the Halo the night of it launch, and I had Metroid Prime and I had fucking Killzone. They were decent, but they weren't Halo 2. But the effort was there. Now I'm looking and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, this shit would have been epic. Because you guys remember, Scalebound was originally delayed to early 2017. And what a perfect time for Scalebound could have released if it released just after the Switch. You know what I mean? So either before, I don't know, anywhere. It could have anywhere between February 21st and March 10th. Would have been perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And if Microsoft would not have to be afraid of sales or anything like that, because think about it. You have Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Zelda's coming out 2 days. Which Horizon Zero Dawn is what, like a 90 on Metacritic, or something like some shit like that, 88, 90. I don't know what the fuck it is. Zelda is expected to top that on March 3rd when it release. Can you imagine? In back-to-back weeks, you had Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Scalebound, all with the same. I don't want to say they're like the same game, but they have some sort of in common. It would have been like a great mashup of availability of titles like that for each platform. And it was a huge missed opportunity. Sure, Microsoft had just dropped Halo Wars 2 February 21st. It's an RTS game. It's not really in the same breath or in the same competition level of games that Nintendo and Sony's about to drop as far as like interest level, because RTSs aren't for everyone. Even though they made Halo Wars 2 very casual for everyone to jump in, our RTS game is just not everybody's bread and butter. You give somebody a sword, a shield, and like, you know, some power moves and whatnot, everybody can jump into that. And I feel like it would have just been very appealing to have back-to-back weeks where you had Horizon Zero Dawn, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Scalebound. It would have been perfect. Bye-bye, Mason. You gotta go. It would have been a perfect mashup. I'm not thinking about that. I'm like, wow, what a missed fucking opportunity. And so I understand why people are upset at the cancellation. I really can't stand Platinum Games. I really don't know who to fault, but I feel like it's more Platinum's problem than Microsoft problem, because it's something about the motherfuckers over there, like, and the way that they're developed games, they're shifty, they're shady, and they just don't really give a fuck. So I feel like Microsoft really did drop the ball by not getting this shit done. You know what I mean? And they just have to go a different way about handling dealing with these guys. And if somebody can pick up Scalebound, I don't know if Microsoft owns the IP, but it would have been this would have been the exact perfect time to drop it. I mean, it's sort of dry. There's nothing coming. Oh fuck, you got Mass Effect. I mean, Microsoft and Xbox Ring could, you know, to ride the curtails of the Mass Effect coming out, but it just would have been such a bigger deal had you had Scalebound thrown in the mix. You know what I mean? So maybe it was supposed to, because remember, Halo Wars 2 was supposed to come out in November, the holiday season 2016, and maybe they purposely delayed Halo Wars 2, knowing that Scalebound was canceled, since Scalebound was supposed to be that early 2017 game, and they needed the title there. Obviously, the holiday was overwhelming with Gears of War 4, ReCore, Forza Horizon, and Dead Rising. That they could afford to move Halo Wars 2 into the new year, but now I'm starting to think maybe Halo Wars 2 was moved to February because they had lost Scalebound, and it's just an unfortunate situation because Scalebound did look promising despite the frame rates that was showing in the demo that they used at E3 or Gamescom a couple years ago. It's just an unfortunate situation, and it would have been a perfect opportunity for the Xbox to have the type of game that Nintendo's having, or the type of game that PlayStation's having, and it would have been perfect competition. I honestly wouldn't have given a damn about review scores or even sales at that matter, because I feel like at this time, Scalebound probably would have sold more than it would have sold by default if it came out in this window of time with Horizon, Zelda, and whatnot. It just would have captured attention because it was like, oh well, I have an Xbox, you know, I can get that game, you know, PlayStation has Horizon and whatnot. It's sometimes when games come out next to a game, next to others and whatnot, they sell more than it was supposed to sell anyway, off the strength of people going into the store and seeing oh shit, you know what I mean, and whatnot. So it's unfortunate, you know, and I felt like it would have been one hell of a early 2017 for video games, especially for the big three, and Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. But unfortunately, Microsoft is the odd man out, and hopefully they make up for the loss of Scalebound with something big this year. So looking forward to E3. Hopefully we can get something before that. And there they come to ruin my video again. But before I go, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good afternoon. I'm about to get back on the game. Peace.